Hello, everybody. Welcome to a late post-game podcast. So late that it's early, technically. I don't know. After quite an interesting game from the Avs and the Kraken, I'm not. So it was weird. Um, not quite the game I expected, but I
Really?
don't, I don't know. I just, I kind of saw it maybe being a little bit closer. I thought like Seattle would be a little bit better, especially without Nichushkin and Hellman. I feel like they would have been better, but they really just kind of weren't.
I agree with that. Yeah, I thought Seattle would play better, but I also thought the Avs would play really well and win pretty comfortably. So
That's fair. I mean, should we? I mean, do we want to touch on this Nichushkin thing really quick? I mean, we don't really know anything, really.
yeah, it's not good to speculate about stuff like this.
Yeah, we have
Like
no idea.
he's gone for personal reasons, not disciplinary, and they don't know how long.
Yeah, it could be something good, perchance. Like he could be having a baby, but they usually would say something about that. But
Svetlana's not pregnant.
okay.
I follow her on
Um,
Instagram. She's not pregnant.
Oh, all right.
Sorry,
Well, there you go.
just not.
So yeah, there's that. Um, I don't know, but hopefully whatever it is isn't anything bad or at least too bad, and hopefully it doesn't affect him too much. Uh, that's what matters
Mm-hmm.
at this point. But um, yeah, him and Darren Helm both weren't there, but Helm was skating today. And so was Jack Johnson for the first time
Yes, that's
since
very good.
game one, which is good because Eric Johnson
Mhm.
continues to
I actually thought EJ was
frustrate
pretty
me.
good yesterday.
I thought he was fine. I just don't know why he can't clear a puck on the penalty kill ever. I don't know why this is so hard for him.
It was like once.
It was 3 times. I counted. It was
Okay.
3 clears. It's bad. I don't think he was that bad, but he was just he just frustrates me when he does stuff like that. Like
I thought he was
he does
pretty
these
good
other
actually.
things good, and I don't understand why he can't just do that thing good. But it doesn't really matter because the rest of the penalty kill is so good that you know
I
whatever.
just like I just like DJ today. I can't or yesterday. I can't describe it.
Yeah, I didn't really have like I mean on the whole I didn't really have issues with a lot of people. The only person that I really didn't love was Alex Newhook.
And even then, it wasn't a disaster.
Well, for him, kind of was. His one shift was really bad.
Yeah, his one shift.
Well, yeah, but I mean when you get scored on to tie the game, I don't know how many shifts he had afterwards in the third period, but I can maybe look.
I also thought Dennis Mulligan was terrible.
I didn't love Dennis Morgan. It was the
Turnover machine.
right. I
But I don't know. Let's get out of the negative stuff.
well, it's never bad to touch on the negatives when we're going to talk about the positives for like the entire thing.
There's too many positives.
I would agree, but I feel like the one other thing that I do want to talk about, I don't think Georgiev is bad. I don't think he was great,
I
but
was a little frustrated.
he needs to find a little bit more consistency. I feel like.
Eh. I just I don't know. Like
For this series, as long as he's better than
just a
Grubauer, that's fine.
consistency is just a weird word because like no player ever has been consistent. Like if you're asking him to be consistent, like I feel like you're just asking him to be good, you know?
Eh, I guess
Like it
yes.
just doesn't make sense in my head.
I guess I would more just like I don't know. I think he needs to. I don't know. Like his. I don't like really like on the surface. I don't really have a problem with like any of the goals that get scored on him. To be completely honest, I think maybe Jamie Alexiak's, but
Yeah, you'd like a save on that one. I was also a little annoyed with the Beniers one.
yeah, the Beniers one I
Not
don't.
not from not from his point of view, but just like
Yeah,
It would have
just
been really nice to get that save, even though it's not like a save that you want him to have, you know?
right. It's
Like,
hopefully he can get a few more games where he kind of locks things down. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a thing that I took away from this game. I don't know how like I Seattle like on their plays earn their goals, but like it wasn't like they were like the payoff of consistent hard work, kind of like the Avs were. Like this, it
mhm.
feels just kind of like Seattle is just never going to get off this shooting bender they've been on all season. Just any good chance they get, they're just going to score on
It's
it.
it goes in, and it doesn't matter who it is.
Right.
Like
Like Jamie Alexiak
Jamie
or
Alexiak.
Jaden Schwartz twice.
Mhm. Yeah, it's really annoying too because they're getting a lot of little things going their way as well in the series, like getting a lot of bounces, like, and it's getting really frustrating. I'm just glad the Avs kind of laid the hammer down yesterday.
Yeah. Um it's so I mean we could start. I don't like the start was kind of how you expected it to be with the situation going into the game 3 and first ever playoff game. Well, kind of the first ever playoff game.
I'm in the minority. I liked the start.
No,
I
I
thought it
was
was
fine with
good.
the start. I thought it was their best start. It was
I thought they
just
were good.
I think what frustrated me was that they have a good start and then Erod makes this really bad turnover and just kind of spoils it a little bit. That was it's kind of the big takeaway from this whole game is that like the Avs' worst enemies they're themselves in this series at least.
Yeah, but even with that little turnover, it's just like stuff like that happens, and
Right.
you're not going to be perfect. Um, and like Seattle, this is like, I don't know, they like create a goal themselves instead of being handed one.
Right.
Like,
Well, I
they
had I
shoot
just
it, they tip it, it goes in. And you're like, okay, like do that 3 more times. Excuse me. I bet you can't. They couldn't, you know?
yeah. Well, they kind of did on their
A little
goal that
different.
didn't matter.
A little different. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. Um, but then yeah, like so it was halfway through. I mean, shots were 7-1 for Seattle, but I mean, it didn't really feel like
Shot attempts were pretty 50-50. Seattle
yeah.
was that was the first like 10, 12 minutes. Seattle blocked pretty much every fucking shot the Avs threw
That
towards the
was
net,
really
no
like kind
matter.
of the whole first period. I felt like they were just blocking so
Mhm.
much.
Yeah, late, it got better
But
later in the period when
the
the
only
Avs got
well,
some goals.
yeah, well the only way the Avs could I mean get shots through was when they had breakaways because there wasn't guys
Mhm.
there to block the shot.
Mhm.
Um, the power play the Avs had, I think it was okay.
All the power plays were just okay.
Yeah.
Like I didn't like. It's not like Seattle's power play. I was talking to a buddy last night. He's like, Seattle's power play can't even get it in the zone, and he's like, that's both their power play being bad and the Avs PK being good.
Hmm.
And whereas the Avs, it's like a good power play running into a good PK. Where like the Avs are getting it into the zone, um, but Seattle's not giving them a whole lot when they get in the zone,
Yeah, they're
and it's
just not
just kind of
getting.
hard to generate. But they had the puck a lot on the power play in the zone. So I wasn't too you can't be like too upset with it. It's just
Hmm.
when you get into one of those games where you're like where it's like, you know, margins are so slim, 2-2, third period, you get a power play, like you'd like to score on it at some point here.
Right.
So
I think game 4 is going to be like I wouldn't be surprised if there's one goal scored at even strength and the rest are scored on the power play. Now,
by the
whether that's
Avs,
from both teams
I
or
don't think the Kraken's power play is any good, man.
well, actually, I guess they did score a power play goal today.
They did. Yeah.
So
Didn't
there's the
count.
one. Imagine if this is the
So
one power play goal they score all series. That
my
would be
cousin made a video of that one. Everybody's got to see this video. It's just beautiful.
oh, Lord.
Is this the dagger?
What was that play?
Is this the dagger?
You know the sound, but is this the dagger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the Chris Paul.
It's the 6-4 goal. Yeah.
Chris Paul scores a massive 3 to cut the lead to 40.
Yeah.
I was like literally sitting there and I was like, why did you score this goal? What was the point?
They wanted to break the power play curse.
Yeah, it's like you didn't even let us have like all you did is just tank Georgie's stats for no reason.
Maybe he should play better.
Well, I mean, he's nothing he's gonna do there.
The other 2 goals, yeah.
Well, the other 2 goals, I think, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I don't really have like. It's one of those things where it's just like
it's so weird how this team finishes at such a high rate without any elite players.
It just happens, man.
It's so weird.
Like the Minnesota Wild kind of had that last year.
It's
but,
so
at least
weird.
They have Kaprizov.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we can talk about these 2 goals really quick. I mean, people need to learn that Cale Makar, if he gets the puck on a penalty kill, it's, he's not just gonna.
Nope. He's gonna see what happens.
Yeah.
And he's gonna take it up the ice. And then someone blows a tire. I think it was Daniel Sprong.
Sniper in the stands, baby.
Yeah. Ice monster just gets you sometimes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the Kraken couldn't skate today. Like there was the penalty that Makar gets called for that makes the 4-on-4. It's entire like did you saw the replay? It's because Tanev hits his own skate with his own skate. And then there was another one where I think it was like the one where Gerard kind of like tackled the guy where it really just looked like he slipped. Like I don't know, they just couldn't skate. Like it was bizarre.
I think it was more an Avs thing than a Seattle thing because they just couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
The whole game.
I mean, yeah, I guess that's fair. And then this is a really nice finish from JT Compher. It's good to see him scoring goals earlier in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so far the guys that you wanted to score. I mean, there's a few other guys like Newhook, Rodriguez.
All the guys in this game.
Yeah,
we're guys like they haven't shown up yet. Maybe Seattle should be worried.
Right? Yeah, we were talking about this. You're like, yeah,
it's 1-1, and the Avs star players have not shown up to the series.
Nathan MacKinnon just goes meow.
Yeah,
he has speed.
Vince Dunn, what are you doing, my man?
He showed up really fast. Vince Dunn has not had a good series so far.
I thought he was good in game 1, and he was good early in game 2, but ever since then,
since Evan Rodriguez absolutely rocked his shit,
it's been pretty bad for him.
Yeah, I think that might have flustered him a little bit.
Turns out Vince Dunn, not a number 1 defenseman. Who would have thought?
I don't know if I'm going to jump to that conclusion that fast. But
he's not.
Probably not. But he's still like youngish.
He's a good player, don't get me wrong. And like that's a good pairing they have going there with Larson and Dunn. It's just sometimes they just run out of talent.
Yeah.
Against
that's true. I think anyways, this the Compher goal's big to get it even to tie the game because I mean kind of gets the momentum back, then you get a good kill. It's like this perfect string of events. And then this goal, in like the final few minutes by MacKinnon kind of stuns the crowd a little bit. And it's big to get a lead after one in a building like this because you could tell there was a big difference. Like they were bumping after that first goal. They kill a penalty. It's all they're grooving, and then a shorty, and then another one, and it's like okay, energy's kind of taking it.
Yeah, it was gone. And then intermission happens, and the Avs just keep dominating in the second period. It honestly should have been 5-1 before Seattle started coming back. Just so many chances. The Avs just weren't finishing, and
Yeah, Lecky missed the one where where
Mhm.
Bo whiffed on something and just slid across the crease.
just so many great A's that they were just firing into the chest or wide or fanning on. It was
Yeah.
frustrating.
Um,
But yeah, they dominated.
and
Uh,
then they win a face-off. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Face-off wins seem to be pretty important this this series so far. A lot of goals off face-off wins. I don't know who. Do you know who won this face-off?
it was Newhook.
It was Newhook. Oh, okay,
Mhm.
that's good. Good for him. I was literally just talking. I think when the goal happened, I was talking to myself about something. What was it? I said I was talking to myself about a thing. I put it somewhere. Oh yeah, I was talking to myself about Patrick Sharp and why he kind of sounded like Keith Jones.
Does he sound like Keith Jones?
Dude, every time I heard him talk, I was like, Keith Jones? But I don't know. I don't like it's weird because I don't really have his voice recognized because he only did the 1 year with NBC and it was like the
Gotcha.
shortened year, and then he was
Yeah.
done. I don't know why. I feel like he should be in the intermission reports. I would rather have him than like Biz or something, but people love
Yeah.
Patrick Sharp. I think it's kind of weird that he's like this is like the first I think this is like the first time we've seen him on a TNT game this whole season. But I don't know. Maybe he does something else. Like maybe he's with the Blackhawks broadcast usually. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I was actually a fan of the crew they had to call the game. I thought they did a good job.
I watched Altitude, so.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I like watching. I think I said this. I like watching national TV for playoff games. Just get you in the mood a little bit better.
Yeah.
And then this absolute rocket from Cale Makar was you win a face-off. It's just like you step into it.
Mm-hmm.
That was
nice.
That was really nice. Cale Makar scores a lot of goals in Seattle. I've noticed this.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. In four, I don't know. Did he play against Seattle in that one game earlier this year? The shootout game.
Shootout game?
Yeah, I don't feel like
I think so.
Are you sure?
I think he did.
He might have. I'll look really quick.
Oh. I know he played the first and the third game against Seattle.
Right.
But
let me see. Here it is. Okay. This one.
But I don't know. Good play, and then the Avs get caught. Rico ran.
He did not. I didn't think so. He didn't play in that one.
Nico ran in, lazy defense.
Yeah.
Alexiak walks right around him. I don't know what he's doing, man. Why are you like?
Yeah, he just kind of
he's like pushing him to the middle of the ice. Like
yeah, I think he's like, you're Jamie Alexiak. I don't think you're going to do anything. And yeah. Oh, where I got kind of frustrated was that MacKinnon there was like 3 dudes who had a chance to clear the puck before this. That was what also annoyed me. On this one, MacKinnon had a chance to clear it and then he just like fell over. I don't know what the hell happened, but it was a bad sequence that led to. I mean, it's a good goal by Jamie Alexiak. He does a good job, but I mean, the Avs do their share of. I don't know.
Yeah.
Foot shooting.
Yeah. And then Kraken come down again and score again.
Yeah, this was like a not good shift from Alex Newhook. This was really bad.
A lot of people. Yeah. Newhook, main guy, but
I think it's really just Newhook, man. I mean, he turns the puck over behind the net and then he just gets like kind of dunked on by Matty Beniers in front of the net.
Didn't love Gerard either. The shift.
I'll have to look at it. I don't know. Man.
I don't want to watch the goal again. It made me sad.
Yeah, it's just it's kind of just the reality of this team. If they can dominate for a whole game, but if they just shoot,
Just one guy's not engaged. Yeah, and you'd like a save on one of these too because
yeah, I don't know. That's on Alex Newhook. Sam Jarrett doesn't do anything wrong there.
okay.
But sorry, what were you saying? I couldn't hear.
I'd like a save on one of these two. Also,
Yeah.
because this is why you pay a goalie to save the 2 chances you gave up in the period.
Right. And I mean, so it doesn't look good, but I mean, I'm looking at the heat map and you look at where all Seattle's goals were scored, and they're scored right in front of the net front. And I know that's not like, a big deal, but like I feel like, like there's literally like 3 goals. Like they make a triangle on the top of the crease here. And it doesn't look great, but I mean, those aren't low danger chances. And that's where I'm kind of like, okay, as for Georgiev, I'm kind of like, it's not good. You want to save on one of these because that's your job, and I agree. But at the same time, like it feels like the team. It's kind of something we've seen at phases during this year where the team will play really good defense, but then they have these terrible breakdowns, and like it's just, and it doesn't, like, you want to save on it, but it's also like, okay, but your defense can't just absolutely shit the bed at this moment.
I mean, this is like, I don't know. It just felt like the Avs had the puck the whole period, and then Seattle gets it, and it just goes in.
Yeah, well, that's kind of my point, though. Is that
And
on the
the first
process is
one-
good, but the process matters for the rest of the game too. Like that 18 seconds, that still matters. You can't just let them take these shots from right in front of your goalie.
But it
Like,
happens. It happens.
It does happen, and I mean, for the most part, I mean, he did make saves on some of them, and I agree. You would like a save on. The problem is that I think if you flip these 2 goals, I'm much more inclined to agree because I think the Alexiak one is worse. But
The
I think
Alexiak one, I would like a save on.
yeah,
The Beniers one is whatever for me, but
yeah, and I think that's
and it just
that's why
because it's like they get the puck twice and they both go in. Like, make a save.
yeah, make a save.
Even though they're like scoring chances, like, save it. It's nothing. The Alexiak shot's nothing special. Like, he moves his glove out of the way, and like the Beniers one, sure, whatever. You can't see it, but you'd like him to track the puck better. But whatever. But yeah, I mean,
there's 3 guys there. I really gotta get that puck out. I'm watching this Alexiak goal really quick. Yeah, no, he just gives him the center. I don't know. Let me see.
it's still a backhander from a guy.
Yeah,
who's
no, I haven't gotten
not
to
very
that part yet.
good. Like, I don't know, just like a
Let
save.
me see. Give me a better angle. Here we go. This is a good one. Yeah. I don't know. He drops down a little bit too soon. It's not good. I don't really like I don't know. I really, he's not a guy that, like, Georgiev I want better from. Like, I'm not gonna like pretend that I don't. I just don't like. I'm not really that upset about it. To be
They
completely
get away
honest.
with it.
Yeah.
They win.
And I mean, and then it's just the rest of the second, they continue to be the better team, kill another penalty.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. And then they come out in the third and they're just like, we're just going to win.
Yeah, I want to. This play by Devontae's was incredible.
It's very good. Devontae's is pretty good.
Cookie's the guy in the D zone, and he's like, all right, just do this myself. And he takes it all the way down, waits for the lane to Mikko to open, and nice finish by Mikko, 5-hole.
Yep. Someone pointed out that the Avs have been shooting a lot 5-hole, and that the pads they clearly, like, are
Rebounds.
they know that that's a weakness of Grubauer's.
He has a lot of weaknesses.
I guess. I mean, he's been pretty good this series. I think today wasn't great, but I'm also like, I think if you're the Seattle fan, you're looking at him, you're not really being like, oh, you're the issue.
Yeah, Seattle definitely gave up a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's 2 breakaway goals and then an absolute rocket from Cale Makar. This is the one where you're like, yeah, probably want that one. But I mean, Mikko Rantanen still, pretty good player from a pretty good area. And then obviously Nathan MacKinnon just dunks on everybody. We could talk about that now because that shift was just like Cale Makar and Nathan MacKinnon doing some Globetrotter shit.
Just decided to score.
I don't know how Seattle's fourth line ended up against them.
Yeah, Dave Haxtell, what are you doing, my man?
Yeah, you got last change now. You don't got to do that. Ryan Donato's not a shutdown center.
No.
Because Nathan MacKinnon just kind of sunned that, man.
Yeah, poor guy.
He just kind of ran up to MacKinnon. He was just like, get off me.
Like high glove.
Yep, high glove. That's why MacKinnon scored his first goal, because Rivera thought he was going to go high glove, not low glove.
Low glove.
It's all about the mind games, baby. Yeah, and then, I mean, pretty much it's just the Avs doing really good. Seattle doesn't really push, to be completely honest. I mean, they kind of do, but the Avs just kind of don't let them. I think it's kind of the same thing as Game 2. I don't know. Like the Avs clearly know. The Avs clearly know how to like handle this team. It's just and like the thing that continues to cost them goals is themselves. Yep. So if they just mess up a little bit less, and maybe one of these times where they mess up when it's not as bad, if Georgiev can bail them out a little bit more, they should, so these games won't be nearly as close. But I don't know. We'll see. Game 4. I mean, is there anything else you want to touch on in this game before we?
Yeah. Wanted to touch on the difference between the different responses from each team in Game 2 and Game 3, because you see the Avs in Game 2 tie it up in the second period,
right
after being down 2. You see Seattle tie it up after being down 2, and the third period, both of them, the Avs control pretty much from start to finish. So just interesting. Like Seattle, they did not, like the Avs really flipped the momentum after the Kraken tied it, and the Avs kept the momentum when they tied it. So it's just interesting seeing the difference between the two teams. So.
Yep. Yeah, it's
could be experience. I don't know.
Right, it could be experience. It could just be, just the disparity between the two teams potentially, but I don't know. So Game 4, I mean, obviously it's playoffs. All the games are big. I mean, this is a big chance for, the Avs to push them to the brink. Seattle, I don't know. So this is like interesting because Seattle, this is Game 3, the first playoff game, They clearly, and the crowd was energized. I don't know if I would say the team gave their best push today. I mean, they definitely, I don't know. I mean, I could see a world where they don't score 4 goals in this series again. Like,
yeah,
offensively, this could have been their best shot. But
yeah, could have been.
I mean, you could also make an argument that the Avs might not score 5 goals again, but we'll see. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see, like, because I think Seattle has more to give in their game, in their style of play.
But so do the Avs, even.
Right. I mean, you saw Evan Rodriguez wasn't nearly as good today, but he was. I mean, he was fine. He just wasn't quite, the little pest that he was the other day.
I mean, not even on an individual level, like just team wide. Like there are still those turnovers and those mistakes, and
then there's
obviously not like going to play a perfect game, but
right, exactly.
They play better than that, even.
And there's still some dudes, knocking on the door, some goals. Bone Byram's getting pretty close. Evan Rodriguez, like to get him one soon. Lars Eller's been playing really good lately.
Lars Eller's been so good, man.
Lars Eller's been really good. I liked it when they were, in the third period when they were protecting that lead a little bit. They went to Eller.
They went to Eller, MacKinnon ran in, I think.
Well, yeah, but I think this sometimes, but I saw a little bit more of Eller, O'Connor, and Cogliano because I think they were, Newhook had that one really bad shift, and Morgan wasn't playing too good, and obviously Ben Myers is a rookie, so they're kind of shortening the bench a little bit, but
yeah,
I mean, you could make an argument that both teams have more to give. We'll see because Game 4, Seattle's going to look to respond.
Yep.
This is the first time they've been down in a series, so we'll see. We'll see how they respond, and we'll see if the Avs can handle it. I don't. I mean, there's they've made it pretty clear Valeri Nichushkin could play tomorrow. I don't really expect it. If he would, that's pretty big because he's a big key for this team. I think Georgiev will have to be a little bit more sharp.
Yep.
Need to kind of go back to his game 2, period 2, period 3 form. Would be, like I said, all those guys that I mentioned, Alex Newhook, one of those depth guys getting the goal. Because I mean, the star guys, winning your games is good, but you'd like, I don't know how many times you're gonna get 5 goals from MacKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar. That's not with those
know.
5. With those 3, you're not gonna like expect it, but you're like, if it happens, you're not gonna be like, didn't see that coming,
Right.
So you'd like a little bit more of a depth thing. I still haven't really loved Josh Manson. I mean, it's still like he's still coming back.
Much better,
but he was better for sure.
Him and EJ.
Yeah, I mean, just I don't know. They have just got to. They've clearly found the formula to be successful. They just got to enact it. Here, give me your 3 stars really quick. I'll be right back.
Number 1, probably MacKinnon. Number 2, Cale. Number 3, can I say Devon Taves? I don't think Mikko, because I just don't think he could play like a complete game.
Yeah, I wouldn't love Mikko. I think Devon Taves is a good answer. God, for me, what do I think I would do with this one? I think I don't know. I did like. I think MacKinnon's probably the first. Yeah, I think I would just probably do the same thing. I'm not gonna get fancy or anything. I think those are. I mean, cut dry. I think the whole defense played pretty good again tonight.
Yeah,
I like Bo and Sam.
Yeah,
as well. Obviously, we improvement from EJ and Manson.
Yeah,
was also touched on. Okay, now I gotta make my can thing here. Zoom in. Focus. Okay, so that was 6-4. 4 at Seattle. So I do wrap first, right? Okay, yeah, okay. So that would be round 1, game 3. I didn't do nearly as good of a job writing it this time. Yeah, whatever. Good enough. So yeah, I think that's all we got for you today. Game 4 tomorrow should be a fun one. Do you want to touch on anything from these other series, because there are games going on right now? I think we could save that for a different time. So, well, thanks for watching. We'll catch you tomorrow.